that we work so hard to do. But it's just a certain division that needs to be brought to everyone's attention and understanding that, no, this is something that's been going on. And it's just getting to a point where it's like, all right, now enough is enough. I think that's
enough is enough, man. Enough is enough, man. Yeah. Yeah, enough is enough.
It's a larger conversation that needs to be had that is really above us. And I think that is the part that we really need to get to. So hopefully at All-Star, we can have an opportunity and a conversation because at this time, we something needs to change.
At All-Star, they want to have an opportunity and a conversation. That's what I was alluding to in the beginning. They're going to walk into Caitlin Clark's room.
We can sit back and we can watch what's happening to Caitlin Clark. And they know how they're treating her, why they're treating her that way.
She became a roadshow. And I don't know that, and I don't want to slight anybody in college, but I don't remember saying that at the time. And that's held true. We've wanted a player or a league that can, sort of transcend some of these spaces and have a roadshow. The NBA has had their players that people come to see, right? So when the Wolves sell tickets, there are certain games that they know people are going to come watch certain players. Caitlin Clark and some of the other rookies give us that. Obviously, Caitlin being
because the WNBA world has erupted into another firestorm, and fans can't stop talking about it. Social media is exploding, debate shows are in overdrive, and one question is dominating every conversation. Has the league's biggest all-star controversy reached a breaking point? When discussions about Aya Wilson, Caitlin Clark, and all-star leadership collide, emotions run high. Supporters on every side rush to defend their favorite stars, while critics dissect every decision, every quote, and every reaction. What began as an all-star conversation has quickly turned into one of the most heated debates of the season. Some fans believe the spotlight has shifted too far toward the league's newest sensation. Others argue that established superstars deserve more respect for everything they've accomplished. Meanwhile, every move by league officials is being analyzed, questioned, and debated across television, podcasts, and social media. So, what really happened? Was this simply another chapter in the ongoing rivalry between fan bases, or is there a much bigger story behind the headlines? How did one all-star decision ignite such intense reactions throughout the basketball world? And why are so many people convinced this controversy could have lasting consequences for the WNBA? In today's video, we're breaking down the timeline, the public reactions, the debate surrounding the all-star decisions, and what it all could mean going forward. Stay with us until the end, because as more details emerged and fans weighed in, the conversation became even more intense than anyone expected.
Look, man, the WNBA All-Star Draft just been had, man, and these are the teams, man. And for Team Spoon, we have the baby goat, the face of the league, the biggest in the league, one of the best and greatest women's basketball players to ever exist. I'm talking about good from birth, great from birth, Caitlin Clark.
For weeks, the WNBA All-Star conversation had been building momentum. Every outstanding performance, every highlight, and every fan vote added another layer to a season already packed with storylines. Yet, as All-Star Weekend approached, the discussion shifted away from basketball itself and toward something even more powerful: perception. At the center of that conversation were two of the league's biggest names, Aya Wilson and Caitlin Clark. On one side stood Wilson, a proven champion, multiple-time MVP, and one of the most dominant players the WNBA has ever seen. Night after night, she continued putting up elite performances, anchoring her team on both ends of the floor and reminding everyone why she's considered one of the game's all-time greats. On the other side was Clark, the rookie whose arrival had transformed the league's visibility. Arenas were selling out, television ratings were climbing, merchandise was flying off the shelves, and every game she played became national news. The contrast between the two players created a fascinating conversation. One represented sustained excellence built over years of hard work. The other represented the future of the sport and a wave of unprecedented attention. As the All-Star festivities drew closer, Fans weren't just debating statistics anymore. They were debating what mattered most. Should experience outweigh popularity? Should fan voting carry more weight than performance? Could both stars be celebrated without turning the conversation into a competition? Those questions quickly dominated sports television and social media. Every announcement related to the All-Star Game seemed to spark another wave of passionate reactions. Comment sections filled with thousands of posts within minutes. Some fans praised the league's decisions, while others questioned the process and wondered whether the balance between fan excitement and on-court accomplishments had become increasingly difficult to maintain. The debate wasn't really about one player versus another. It had become something much bigger. It was about how a growing league manages enormous attention while recognizing both established superstars and exciting new talent. Sports analysts began breaking down every possible angle. One group argued that Wilson's resume spoke for itself. Championships, MVP awards, elite defense, scoring consistency, leadership, her accomplishments were impossible to ignore. To them, respect had to be earned over time, and Wilson had unquestionably earned it. Another group pointed to Clark's remarkable impact beyond the box score. They highlighted record television audiences, increased ticket demand, national media coverage, and the influx of new fans following the league. They believed her influence was helping elevate the WNBA to new heights. Neither argument was entirely wrong. That's what made the conversation so compelling. Meanwhile, every public appearance by players and coaches attracted even greater scrutiny. Reporters asked questions about All-Star voting. Television hosts debated captain selections. Former players shared their opinions. Fans analyzed every interview, searching for hidden meanings or subtle signs of frustration, even when none were explicitly expressed. In today's sports media environment, silence itself can become a headline. A player declines to comment? Speculation begins. A coach praises one athlete? Someone interprets it as criticism of another. A clip circulates online without context? Millions of views can follow before the full story catches up. That cycle intensified as the All-Star discussion continued. Every viral post seemed to generate another. Every opinion inspired a stronger counterargument. Every debate created even more attention. The WNBA suddenly found itself at the center of one of the most talked about sports stories of the summer. League executives likely welcomed the increased visibility. After all, attention drives growth. But heightened attention also brings heightened expectations. Every decision is examined. Every announcement is questioned. Every headline is dissected. That pressure extends beyond the league office. Players experience it too. Veterans who've spent years building the league naturally want recognition for the foundation they've helped create. New stars bring fresh audiences eager to support their favorites. Those two realities can exist at the same time. Yet online conversations often reduce complex situations into simple narratives of winners and losers. That's where much of the tension comes from. Fans frequently frame sports as either/or. Either this player deserves the spotlight, or that player does. Either veterans are being overlooked, or newcomers are receiving too much attention. Reality is rarely that simple. Basketball thrives because multiple stars elevate the game together. Wilson's excellence doesn't diminish Clark's impact. Clark's popularity doesn't erase Wilson's accomplishments. Both can be true simultaneously. Still, social media rewards conflict more than nuance. Posts suggesting controversy spread faster than measured analysis. Bold claims generate more clicks than careful explanations. As a result, discussions surrounding the All-Star Game often felt more dramatic online than they did inside locker rooms. Current and former players occasionally reminded fans that competition on the court doesn't automatically translate into personal animosity off it. Professional athletes compete fiercely. That's their job. But intense competition should not automatically be interpreted as personal conflict without evidence. Even so, the narratives kept growing. Every television segment introduced another question. Every podcast offered another theory. Every fan forum developed another interpretation. The All-Star Game itself gradually became more than an exhibition. It became a symbol. To some, it represented the changing identity of the WNBA. To others, it reflected the league's remarkable growth. To many, it showcased just how passionate basketball fans had become. Regardless of which side people supported, one thing was undeniable. The conversation had captured the sports world's attention. And with every passing day, anticipation continued to build. Because everyone knew that once the official All-Star festivities truly began, every interaction, every interview, and every on-court moment would be examined more closely than ever before. No matter what happened next, the spotlight wasn't getting any smaller. It was only getting brighter. And as that spotlight intensified, the next chapter of the All-Star story promised even more debate, more analysis, and more unforgettable moments. As All-Star Weekend finally arrived, the atmosphere surrounding the event felt different from previous years. The excitement wasn't limited to the games, the skills competitions, or the celebrations. Instead, nearly every conversation seemed to circle back to one central topic: the changing landscape of the WNBA. For longtime fans, the moment represented years of steady growth finally paying off. Attendance was climbing, television ratings had reached new heights, and national sports networks were dedicating more coverage to women's basketball than ever before. For newer fans, this was their first opportunity to experience the WNBA's biggest stars on the same stage. That combination created enormous expectations. Every camera angle mattered. Every interview became headline material. Every social media post generated thousands of reactions within minutes. Reporters covering the event noticed that questions weren't just about basketball anymore. They wanted to know how players viewed the league's rapid growth, whether the increased attention was changing the culture of the game, and how veterans felt about the new generation of stars drawing unprecedented attention. Some players answered carefully, emphasizing that the WNBA's success benefits everyone. Others highlighted the importance of respecting the athletes who helped build the league long before it became a daily topic on national sports shows. Those responses reflected a reality that often gets lost in online debates. The WNBA's current success didn't appear overnight. It was built over decades through the dedication of countless players who competed before sold-out arenas became more common and before television audiences surged. Veterans often remind fans that today's opportunities exist because earlier generations continued pushing the sport forward even when resources were limited. At the same time, many acknowledge that every era introduces new stars capable of attracting fresh audiences. That's the natural evolution of professional sports. Every generation has athletes who redefine expectations. Every league eventually reaches a moment when new faces capture widespread public attention. The WNBA is no exception. As discussions continued throughout the weekend, analysts began comparing the situation to other sports. The NBA experienced similar debates when new superstars entered the league. Tennis has repeatedly seen conversations about established champions versus rising phenoms. Golf, soccer, and even Formula One have gone through periods where younger stars attracted massive followings, while legendary competitors continued performing at elite levels. History shows that these transitions often create passionate disagreements among fans. Some value proven accomplishments above everything else. Others embrace the excitement surrounding emerging talent. Neither perspective is inherently wrong. Both are rooted in appreciation for the sport. Yet online platforms often reward the loudest voices rather than the most balanced ones. Within hours, short video clips from interviews began circulating across social media. A single sentence would be shared thousands of times. A brief facial expression would become the subject of countless reaction videos. Context frequently disappeared as users interpreted moments according to their own opinions. One fan claimed a player looked frustrated. Another insisted the same player appeared completely relaxed. Someone else suggested a coach's answer contained a hidden message. Before long, those interpretations spread faster than the original interview itself. Sports media personalities also weighed in. Some argued that the league should celebrate every opportunity to attract new fans. Others stressed that media attention should remain balanced so established superstars continue receiving recognition for their sustained excellence. Television panels debated the issue from every angle. Was the current spotlight creating unnecessary divisions? Or was this simply evidence that the WNBA had reached a level of popularity where every storyline generated national interest? No consensus emerged. Instead, the conversation grew even larger. Meanwhile, players continued preparing for the weekend's events. Practices, media sessions, community appearances, and promotional activities filled their schedules. Inside those environments, teammates from different organizations interacted, laughed together, exchanged advice, and represented the league professionally. Those moments often contrasted sharply with the narratives unfolding online. Fans sometimes assume heated internet debates reflect relationships inside the league. But professional athletes frequently maintain mutual respect despite intense competition on the court. That distinction is important. Competitive basketball naturally produces rivalries. Rivalries create compelling entertainment. However, rivalry does not automatically mean hostility. The public often sees only a small portion of what happens. Hours of teamwork, preparation, and mutual respect rarely become viral clips. Instead, dramatic moments receive the most attention because they generate more engagement. As the All-Star festivities continued, another theme emerged. Many observers noted that the league was benefiting from multiple compelling storylines simultaneously. Veteran excellence, rookie excitement, championship aspirations, historic attendance, growing television audiences, corporate partnerships, international interest. Rather than competing against one another, these developments collectively demonstrated how much momentum the WNBA had gained. League executives repeatedly emphasized that expanding the audience creates opportunities for every player. Higher ratings can lead to greater sponsorships. Greater sponsorships can support larger investments. Larger investments can improve facilities, marketing, and player development. Growth benefits the league as a whole. That broader perspective sometimes became overshadowed by daily social media arguments. Yet many current and former players encouraged fans to celebrate the sport rather than constantly searching for conflict. Basketball, they argued, should remain the primary focus. Still, debate remained unavoidable. Sports thrive on discussion. Fans naturally compare performances. They evaluate coaching decisions. They analyze statistics. They predict future outcomes. Those conversations are part of what makes sports so engaging. The challenge comes when speculation begins replacing facts. A rumor repeated often enough can start appearing credible even without evidence. An edited clip can shape public opinion before viewers watch the full interview. A dramatic headline can spread worldwide in minutes regardless of whether it accurately reflects reality. That dynamic has transformed modern sports coverage. Today's athletes compete not only on the court, but also within a non-stop media cycle operating around the clock. Every performance receives instant evaluation. Every statement becomes searchable forever. Every appearance generates immediate reactions from millions of viewers. It's an environment unlike anything previous generations experienced. For veterans adapting to that reality, maintaining focus requires extraordinary discipline. For younger players entering the spotlight, learning to navigate constant attention becomes part of professional development. Both groups face unique challenges. Both deserve recognition for handling enormous expectations. As All-Star Weekend progressed, excitement surrounding the games themselves continued building. Fans looked forward to seeing elite talent sharing the same court. Commentators highlighted dream matchups. Analysts discussed strategies. Supporters proudly wore jerseys representing players from across the league. For a brief moment, the focus seemed ready to return where it belonged, on basketball. But everyone also understood that once the final buzzer sounded, another round of conversations would begin. The performances would be dissected. Every highlight would be replayed. Every quote would be analyzed. And the debate over the league's biggest stars would undoubtedly continue. Because if the first half of the season had proven anything, it was this. The WNBA had entered a new era of visibility. With that visibility came opportunity. With opportunity came scrutiny. And with scrutiny came conversations that showed no signs of slowing down. The biggest question, however, still remained unanswered, and what happened after All-Star Weekend would give fans an entirely new reason to keep talking. When the excitement of All-Star Weekend began to settle, one thing became impossible to ignore. The conversations surrounding the event were far from over. In many ways, they were only beginning. Across television studios, sports radio, podcasts, and social media platforms, analysts continued revisiting the biggest questions that had dominated the weekend. Some focused on standout performances. Others examined coaching decisions, player interactions, and the league's rapid growth. But the discussion that kept resurfacing was much broader than a single game. It was about the future of the WNBA. The league now finds itself in a position few could have imagined just a few years ago. Attendance has risen dramatically. National broadcasts attract larger audiences. Corporate sponsors are investing more heavily. Every week seems to produce another record, another sold-out arena, or another headline that captures national attention. That kind of momentum changes everything. With greater visibility comes greater expectations, not only for players, but for coaches, officials, broadcasters, and league executives. Every decision is now examined by millions of fans, each bringing their own perspective. Some viewers prioritize championships. Others focus on individual statistics. Many value leadership. Others are drawn to exciting new talent capable of introducing the sport to entirely new audiences. Those different viewpoints don't necessarily conflict. In fact, they can all contribute to a healthier and more passionate basketball community. But in today's digital world, disagreement often spreads faster than agreement. Within minutes of any major announcement, thousands of posts appear online. Some celebrate, some criticize, others speculate. Before long, rumors and opinions begin mixing with verified information, making it difficult for casual fans to separate fact from interpretation. That reality has become one of the defining challenges of modern sports. For current players, maintaining focus has never been more difficult. Imagine preparing for one of the biggest games of your season while millions of strangers debate every aspect of your career. One highlight becomes evidence that you're unstoppable. One off night suddenly leads to claims that you've been overrated. One interview gets praised by one audience and criticized by another. Professional athletes learn quickly that public opinion changes faster than almost anything else in sports. That's why many veterans repeatedly emphasize consistency over headlines. Championships aren't won on social media. They're won through preparation, discipline, teamwork, and execution. Those principles remain unchanged regardless of how much attention surrounds the league. As discussions continued after the All-Star festivities, another important theme emerged. Current stars and rising stars are not competing for the future of the WNBA. They're helping build it together. Veterans established the foundation. Newcomers have attracted fresh audiences. Together, they are contributing to one of the most significant periods of growth in league history. That perspective is sometimes overlooked because conflict naturally generates more clicks than cooperation. Yet, if you listen carefully to many players and coaches, a different message often emerges. They talk about raising standards. They talk about growing the game. They talk about inspiring young athletes who dream of one day playing professionally. Those goals extend far beyond a single All-Star weekend. Basketball history shows that every era eventually experiences a passing of the torch. Legends inspire future legends. Young stars challenge established champions. Competition pushes everyone to improve. The WNBA appears to be experiencing one of those defining moments. Established superstars continue performing at elite levels. Meanwhile, a new generation has captured the imagination of fans across the country. Instead of seeing those developments as opposing forces, many observers believe they complement each other. One group brings experience and proven excellence. The other brings fresh excitement and new audiences. Together, they create compelling storylines that keep fans engaged throughout the season. Media coverage has expanded accordingly. National networks dedicate more airtime to women's basketball than ever before. Former players provide detailed analysis. Journalists cover storylines that once received far less attention. Young athletes now grow up seeing WNBA highlights featured alongside every other major sport. That increased exposure represents meaningful progress. Of course, greater attention also means greater pressure. Every game now carries additional significance. Every nationally televised matchup becomes an opportunity to showcase the league's talent. Every postseason race attracts more viewers. Every rivalry generates more anticipation. For players, that environment presents both opportunity and responsibility. Many embrace it. They understand that today's spotlight can inspire tomorrow's generation. Young girls watching from home now see packed arenas, nationally televised games, and athletes receiving recognition on a scale that continues to grow. That's a powerful legacy. As the regular season moves forward, basketball itself will once again become the primary focus. Teams will chase playoff positioning. Coaches will make critical adjustments. Players will battle through injuries, fatigue, and difficult road trips. The championship race will intensify. Ultimately, that's where lasting reputations are built. Not in debates. Not in trending topics. Not in viral clips. But on the court. History remembers championships, unforgettable performances, clutch moments, and extraordinary consistency. Those achievements cannot be manufactured through headlines. They must be earned through competition. For fans, perhaps the biggest takeaway from this year's All-Star conversations is that the WNBA has entered an exciting new chapter. The league has more attention than ever before. Its biggest stars continue elevating the level of play. Its youngest talents continue attracting new audiences. Its future appears brighter than it has in decades. That combination creates passionate discussion, and that's part of what makes sports so compelling. Reasonable people can disagree about awards, rankings, selections, and performances. Those debates have always existed. What matters most is remembering the shared appreciation that brings fans together in the first place, a love for great basketball. As the season continues, every game will offer another opportunity for players to shape their own stories. Every matchup presents a chance to silence critics, exceed expectations, and create unforgettable moments. No debate can replace what happens between the opening tip and the final buzzer. And that's why the next chapter of the season may prove even more exciting than the last. Because eventually, opinions give way to results. Speculation gives way to reality. And the only thing that truly settles every argument is the game itself. The race toward the playoffs is only beginning, and if the intensity surrounding All-Star Weekend is any indication, basketball fans are in for a thrilling finish to the season, one that will be decided not by headlines, but by what unfolds on the hardwood. What do you think about everything that's happened? Has the WNBA entered an exciting new era where veteran superstars and rising stars can elevate the league together? Or do you think the nonstop debates surrounding all-star selections, leadership, and media attention have become bigger than the basketball itself? We want to hear your opinion, because this conversation is far from over. Drop a comment below and let us know. Who has impressed you the most this season? Which player do you think has had the biggest impact on the league? And what are your expectations as the race toward the playoffs continues? Remember, respectful debate is part of what makes sports so exciting. Fans will always have different perspectives, and that's what keeps the conversation alive. Whether you're cheering for established MVPs, exciting young stars, or your favorite hometown team, every opinion adds to the passion that makes the WNBA special. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more in-depth coverage of the biggest stories in women's basketball, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next video. We bring you the latest WNBA news, game analysis, player storylines, playoff races, and the biggest talking points from around the league, all in one place. And don't forget to share this video with your friends, because chances are they're talking about this story too. Thank you so much for watching and being part of this incredible basketball community. We truly appreciate every single one of you. Until next time, stay informed, enjoy the games, keep supporting women's basketball, and we'll see you in the next video.